balls. All right, big balls. Yes, come through, balls. So, what's good, YouTube? This is your girl Material Life, back at it again, once again, with another YouTube.
Shit, me too. Every time I write it, make my stomach feel empty.
And this time, it is a story time. So, I had to go back and forth a lot in regards to telling this story because at the time it wasn't that funny, but like now that I'm older and I think about it, it's hilarious. Like, girl, who did you think you were? Like, be honest, who did you think you were? Baby, let's get into this story. So this is how it started. I think I was like 21 going to 22 or 22 going to 23. And so I went out, you know, like at that time I used to go out to the club a lot, like a lot. Well, I was going through a lot too. So with that being said, going to the club was like my enjoyment of the day. So I was like, you know, I went to the club and I was like, you know, it was just me, myself, and I. Like, let me tell you, I can go to the club by myself and be excited, turned up, living my best life. So I went to the club and, you know, I was like having fun, drinking, you know, being happy. And so I'm like dancing to, dancing to the music, you know. I thought I was real cute that day. I was like, ooh, boy. I was having a whole lot of personal problems, like with my ex-husband. So we was already separated at that point in time. That's a whole nother story of the toxicity that consists of being married to someone that just wasn't supposed to be married to. So this guy like walked up to me and I'm like, he's cute, okay. And I see him, just out here, popping bottles and, so I'm just like, okay, he got money. At that time, I did not know Sugababy was a name. If I knew Sugababy was a name, then it would have been, I was okay, I got money, he got money, and we be cute. So we talking and he's making me laugh and I'm just like, oh, he's super cute, okay. And he's comedian who? He was a whole comedian. Really, legit a whole comedian. So we're talking and, he's like, oh, how you doing? What's your name? And he's like, I see you out here and you don't look like you with anybody and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I just came out here to have some fun, to forget about life and just, live life. And he's like, that's what's up. He's like, so he's like asking me more information about me and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, well, I see you ain't shy of spending money. And I'm like, he's like, if you have it, why not spend it? I was like, oh, he talking my language. Okay. And so we exchanged numbers, all right? And then, I leave because it was starting to get a little bit late, like real late. And I'm like, I don't need to, because first of all, at that time I was living in Virginia. And, baby, I was not trying to be outside that late at all. So I get home and he sends me like, I hope you get home safe. And I'm like, ooh, okay. Oh, I must have been on his mind. I know. Girl, let me tell y'all, child, at that point I should have been like, run sis, run. But no, I'm young, dumb, All you gotta do is give a little compliment. I'm ready. I'm like, yay, he likes me. Oh my gosh. I'm already having all sorts of problems. I'm like, somebody's appreciating me. Oh yes. Come through appreciation. I need all of that. Look at my face. That was not no appreciation. So the next day, I was like, yeah, I got home safely. Blase, blase. Thank you. The next day I get a good morning, like, you know, I would like to like have breakfast with you and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go to work, I can't really have breakfast right now. I'm like, oh, he got time in the world if he ain't gotta work in the morning. So I'm like, ooh, okay. And so I was like, well, we can do dinner or something if you want. He's like, wherever you want to go. I was like, first of all, I already saw how much money he was spending. I was like, boom, big. I was like, okay, I'm about to go to a crab fest. Yes, indeed. Give me all the lobster tails. Give me all the king crab. Give me all of that. And that's exactly what I picked. A whole like place that just serves lobster all day long. You just keep on eating lobster, keep on eating lobster, keep on eating all sorts of seafood, just eating it. And it was not cheap, period. But that was my favorite place. And it was oh, to like this little crab place, and it's like $120 per head. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna eat. Who ain't gonna eat? Baby, I'm gonna eat. So we go there, we eat, and you know, it's super cute, and we talk some more. And I'm like, oh, you know, I started getting a little red flags, but I wasn't. Baby, my stomach was excited. What red flags was I paying attention to? None of them. I wasn't paying to the yellow flags that came before, and it was on. If it wasn't green flags, that's all I was looking at, green flags. And I was like, so I'm like, okay, because he, you know, he'll just be like, you know, like texting somebody on his phone, but he'll be real aggressive with it. And then like we were eating, and then he, like, someone called him. He was like, he was just real, just like real hostile on the phone. I'm like, you know, it's probably like something going on with his business, and he's probably like, you know, trying to check them. That's all I'm thinking. Like, you know, I was like, okay, you're big balls. All right, big balls. Yes, come through, balls. So I'm just like, I'm not paying attention to it. I'm just like, okay. I'm still eating, and then he's like, oh, you want to go to like a jazz spot? They have like live band, you know, they have drinks and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so we're going there. He has a whole like chauffeur and everybody, like someone who drives, and I'm like, ooh, okay, he is super rich. Because we met up at the place, because I wasn't gonna drive my car, and I was like, I'm definitely not gonna let him know where I live at. I just met you, like, who? So we meet up at the place and stuff like that. And so we go to the jazz place, and I'm in his car and stuff like that, and we're just, you know, it's like a nice little chill spot, right? And this is where everything turned left. When I say everything on period turned left at this very moment. Let me tell you. So I'm sitting there, you know, I'm like, okay, we listen to this jazz song, and like some dude like walks up to me, and he like taps me, and I turn around. He's like, yo, can I help you? And I'm like, dude didn't even breathe yet. You already like coming at his throat. And I'm just like, he's like, oh, I was just trying to see if like somebody was planning on using this extra seat that's sitting here. Cause you know, it was like a 3-person table. And I was like, No, you can grab it. He's like, he come at me like he wasn't talking to you. He's talking to me like, you need to stay in your place. And I'm like, wait, what place is that? Because I'm confused. Someone explain to me, what place should I be staying? So I'm like, huh? Excuse me? My feet. Girl. Where did you go wrong? So if you are this far into my story time and you're still enjoying it, for 2,000 likes, I will do, which I don't think it's gonna be. I really don't think 50 likes is gonna be possible, but 2,000 likes gonna shock me. Then I will be doing another story time of when I went to, at the time was my husband, now ex-husband, but we were like separated, trying to work things back out. We were so toxic. Time that I went to his house, and I saw a girl in the background when I knocked on his door. I would do a story time about that whole situation, what went down. So if you it's not even that serious. I was like I don't understand why you so aggressive. Like, did something go wrong somewhere and you just like you know, producing this type of energy or something? Like, I'm confused. Like, what happened? So I'm just like, okay, let me just mind my business. The business that pays me, and that's mine. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just listening to this jazz song, and then like another one, like somebody that I don't know that works for him or so, whatever the case may be, calls, and he's like going off, and I'm just like, oh, I'm like, and we're still in this jazz, mind you, this jazz place is kind of classy, so I'm just like, and it's like people look, you know, when you don't know if people looking at you, but in your spirit, in your heart, but you too afraid to look around to make sure people not looking at you, but you know they looking at you. Oh, that's what was going on. At this point, I'm just like, yo, he's getting more and more angry as the day progressed. I'm like, somebody, anybody? And people just like, people look at, like, they look at, I turn around, I look at this, and she looking at me like, and I'm just in my head, I'm like, help me. Girl, I'm scared. I am terrified, because the level of anger in his voice at this very moment, I'm just like, sis, what did you get yourself into? Are you okay? Is it really worth it? Like, what is going on? Why are you in the predicament you in right now? You done left one toxic thing to get you a real abusive, aggressive thing, huh? And, you know, I'm just like, is everything okay? And he's like, he apologized. I'm like, Narcissist, he's crazy. He apologized for being loud, and he was like, no, it's just, you know, it's like, you always feel like you have to like manage people and stuff like that. They can't function, period, like at all without you. And I'm just like, oh, I understand. And he's like, oh, why you so far? In my head, I'm like, I don't think I'm that far, but okay. And he just like slides my chair like closer to me. I was like, oh. And he puts his arms around me, And it's like you're not going nowhere. I'm like, oh my Lord. I'm like, I'm over here sipping my little wine. In my head, I'm like, Lord, somebody come save me. I was like, I gotta use the bathroom, like, really bad. I'm gonna come right back. He's like, oh, you want me to walk with you to make sure I'm like, no, I'm like, dude, I can walk to the bathroom by myself. That's what I'm saying in my head. I'm not crazy enough to say it out loud, but in my head, I'm like, yo, I can walk to the bathroom by myself. I don't need somebody to help me walk to the bathroom. But I was like, no, I got it. I can walk to the bathroom by myself. It's just right there. And he's like, oh, okay. So I walk away and I go to the bathroom. At this point, I'm just like, oh. I started looking through my phone list. I'm trying to call when I say dude that I know that works out, that lifts, that like, that's about that life. Because at this point, I need someone to come get me. Because I don't want to be waiting for a taxi to pop up. Even though like in this, like the area we're in again, taxis are like easy to get and stuff like that, because they're always running around. But I don't want the opportunity for me to be outside waiting for a taxi and he comes out there. No, we're not doing that. Not today. So I'm sitting in the bathroom, and he was like, yeah, like, and I'm in the stall, like, texting all my friends, like, hoping one of them be up and, like, respond back. And, like, there's two ladies that walk in the bathroom, like, oh, my God, did you see that crazy man? And in my head, I'm just like, sis, I understand what you mean, because I'm with that crazy man. And they was like, oh, my, he was yelling, and he was, like, so embarrassing. I feel bad for the girl sitting next to him. She looks so scared. Let me in that bathroom just dying, because I know they talking about me, but they don't know I'm in the bathroom. So I'm just like, and I'm messaging all my friends, and like one of my closest like guy friends, we not cool no more, but we used to be cool. He respond back like, what you mean come get you? I'm like, I need you to come get me like right now. He was like, why? Ain't you home? I'm like, no, I'm not home. That's why I tell you to come get me. Like, I need you to come get me. I was like, I will send you my address, where I'm at. Just come here and come get me now. Like, I SOS, like, come on. And so he's like, all right, I'll get out my bed and come get you. So I go back out there, and you're sitting there, and you know, we're listening to the music. This point I haven't even, like, I had left to go to the bathroom and the wine was still sitting out there. I stopped drinking it. I'm like, I came back, I'm not drinking no more of that wine. First of all, I left it, and I don't know what you're crazy enough to do. So I was just, at this point, I'm just sitting at the table listening, just vibing to the music. You know, it's like a nice ambiance and stuff like that. And I see that his drink being done, and I'm looking, you know, to see if my friend messaged me back, because I'm like, yo, bro, like, he needs to hurry up. Like, I need him to be here, like, right now. Like, dude ain't got too much left in this drink. And this is like his third cup. A friend messaged me, and I was like, I see your drink's about to run out. Do you want another one? Like, I'll go get it and stuff like that. Let me tell you, I walked straight clean out of that bar, that little jazz lounge we was at, and I drove right, like, walked right into my friend's car, and I was like, you need to go now. And so, like, I think it was probably like 3 minutes of us leaving and stuff. Then he, like, calls me, and I'm like, I'm not answering that phone. Like, no, I'm not answering that, period. And he calls again. I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm not answering that. Somebody, he better stop calling me, because at this point, I don't even think, I'm like, this is Sugababy, Suga Daddy shenanigans. This might be like drug dealer and innocent bystander shenanigans going on right here. Like, I'm like, I don't think he like legit like pause. I think he's like probably a drug dealer or something. So I'm just like, I sent him a message. I'm like, I don't remember what it was, because it was so long ago. I know it was something like, I don't think will be a perfect fit. I hope you have a blessed life. Hope everything runs smooth for you, or something of that nature. You know, let's just, move on. It was nice meeting you. Something, something, something. I gotta focus on me. Something, something, something. It was one of those, it's not you, it's me. I just got a lot going on my plate right now, and I can't afford your plate too. Like type of like message. And let me tell you, the response I got back, maybe the next day, I went and got my phone number changed. On everything I love, got my phone number changed completely. Like, I didn't even want to pretend like I was in the area code anymore. Like, my number was completely shifted to like another like area code. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm brand new. I was like, because I was just like, I don't want to accidentally pop up on it. Like, like I'm somewhere and he pops up, or like he's already there and I come through and stuff like that, and it just triggered like his mental instability. And I was like, I don't know. What I do know is this is not gonna work out. And so I stopped going out. First of all, I didn't even live close enough to that location where we met and the place we went to just because it was probably like a good 15 to 30 minutes away from where I was living at the time. So I was just like, boop, you know what, I'm just gonna stay on the other side of the water. If you know Norfolk, then like Hampton Road, Newport News was the other side of the water, and that's where I was living at that time, the other side of the water. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay on that side. I'm not going out. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna focus on me and being a better me, because I don't need these type of problems no more. And he was coming with all of the problems. And so if you enjoyed this story time,